Welcome. So, I did have someone ask me a while ago, what is an indicator? So I'm just going to do a brief description of what an indicator is. Um, but first, make sure you do your own due diligence. You want to learn to earn. Do not invest your money in something you know nothing about. Take the time to learn about what you're doing and how you can make your money. With that being said, at the bottom of the screen here, you will see there is an indicator. This is one of the indicators I designed for myself and my family so we could increase our profitability. Uh, it is called the ROT MACD, but it's a longer name. I just put in, something quick to say. Essentially, this is just an RSI. So this is relative strength of the market. So let's describe this indicator. But the first thing I have to tell you is that all indicators are lagging, meaning they will show you information after your candles have been printed. Okay. So after each candle is printed or shown on the screen, the indicator will then tell you where it stands in reference to what the indicator does. So it will show me the strength of the market based on the closing of the next candle. So this candle is currently where it's at. After the next candle prints, the indicator will then make a move. So hold on, let me do another one here. It makes it easier. This indicator will then print another movement. And this is important, as it prints or as the candle is being made, it will move slightly, but it will make a definite movement after. Okay, so remember, indicators are lagging. They are generally confirmation of what movements are or will be, but you have to do your own due diligence on how each indicator works and why it's important. So let's look at this. Okay, this is a very good. There we go. Now, the reason I put that line right there is this is the top of the range. This is the last highest high, and here is this is the previous highest high. So right here, previous highest high. The last highest high came back to meet that same area. It has gone down on, I want to say a pullback, but let's see. What is our indicator telling us? Okay, so first and foremost, let's look back to our last highest high, or the previous highest high, which is right there. Now, one thing you'll notice is that here, that is my peak, correct? All right. Now, if you look across, these two peaks do not match. This is my last highest high. This one is definitely lower than this one. So essentially, this is telling me that the strength of the market was stronger here than it is here. What does that mean? Okay, well, let's look at this particular, here we go, at this particular trend. Currently, I'm at a really good uptrend. And there we go. I've broken out of this uptrend in the weekly time frame. Okay, so the weekly time frame is something larger, especially if you're moving around in your TSP. It's going to be hard to do that day trading because that lags a lot too. You won't be able just to get in and out super fast. It's usually like if you're lucky, maybe a 12-hour delay, maybe a day delay. So if you're doing it in the weekly time frame, it actually makes it a little bit easier for you to do so, and you can catch it in a swing. Now, with this being said, I see I have an uptrend. This has broken the uptrend. This would go specifically to the information we're talking about right here in our indicator, meaning this strength at this area is weaker. What that means is this does indicate, and it does show, once we hit here, we should be going down, because at one point that same area had a lot more strength. Now it has less. All right, so let's go to the daily and see what it means. All right, this looks a lot different, but we highlighted the area here. That is our last highest high that was in the weekly. And we look at it at that particular candle right there. That is the last green candle. That one is the highest. And you'll see it correlates with this peak right there. After that, even though this candle here was high, it touched that area, but it did not go above it. It closed below this candle. All right. So with that being said, we have a breakdown coming. And as you look here, let's keep it very simple. In this little bubble, we're going to get rid of it. We're going to get rid of our bubble here. Let's make it a nice, simple square. Inside of this square, first and foremost, we have a trend line or a resistance line here. Inside of this square, you have consolidation. We're going to talk more about these forms of consolidation on another video, but you can tell the strength was leaving this consolidation. It was selling off. Even though it looked like it was going higher, there were more sellers in that area. So you notice there are two lines here in this indicator. One is this light blue line, the other one is a yellow line. This is telling me about price action. This is telling me about the trend. All right. So the trend is essentially going up, but price action is not doing the same thing. It's going down, it's crossing over. It came back up, going down. So now the trend is catching up with the price action. It started turning down after it crossed right here. So at that area right there, when the price action crossed the trend, it would match up with that specific candle here. And then the price action continued to break down. And if you notice, it came all the way down here to about 21.94 in the value of this indicator and started to reject the bottom and go up. It crossed again here on this candle. So if you draw another box, you can say this was another consolidation area. So we'll come back to these as well, and we'll talk about why these areas are so important. It then gave you you could say a signal at that candle with this cross to say price is going to go up. Essentially, price was already going up. But you have to know here that when you look at this box, you are seeing 1, 2 touches. Once again, if you watched our previous video on talking about the TSP fund for the S fund, we talked about double bottoms or a W pattern. 1, 2. So here was our down. Here's our first bottom. It went up, rejected, came down again, touched that same area, and is going up. But the question always is, how far up will it go? So we are getting some rejection in this area, but we would like to see price go past this area, up and into our trend line right here, and then going back to this area of resistance. So this one is talking specifically about this indicator, which can help you at times figure out where you may want to enter. It could be used as confirmation to the movement of the candles or price action. It can also be used to give you, instead of a confirmation, my theory was incorrect. I don't think I want to enter the trade. It can also help you with that. So if you're not correct, you don't have to wait around and find out too long. Cut your trade if you already know your theory was incorrect. But indicators are lagging. They go behind the price action or candlesticks, and they can be used in many different ways. There are literally thousands of indicators, and you can make your own if you wish. Also, Take your time to learn how each indicator works. I have this one as a very simple indicator. I have other ones that are a little bit more complex, but they all go to the way that I trade, the way my family trades. So they're really made specifically for us. And if you're interested, let me know. I'll show the other ones later. So thank you very much. This is a very quick informational video about how to use an indicator like the RSI, looking for strength of market, and how it goes in and out, and how you may enter and exit your trades based on it. Okay, so thank you very much. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see these on a particular stock that you want to use or you want to invest in, let me know. This one was on Visa, and this was on the daily and weekly chart. Have a good one.